All right, good morning from West Tennessee. Looks like we're gonna have another beautiful but hot day. Flies are getting bad. But in this video, what we're gonna try to do is get some more of these calves just like we got here behind us, purchased some of these stocker type steers or bulls. Need just a few more to add to what we have to put together what'll be a full truckload for this fall. But see if we can get that done, see what else will come up along the way, of course. We appreciate you watching. Ask as always, you give the video a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed, we ask that you please do that as well. But with that said, let's dive right in. So we are eastbound and down, headed to a cattle auction this morning. We are just a few short on our stocker steers for what we need to put together a full truckload for this fall. So I'm going to try to purchase just a few more this morning or this afternoon. Needing to buy about 7 or 8 at least. If we can buy twice that many, we probably will, just depending on what they've got there available. It's been wet and rainy. It's first week of June. I guess now we're first full week of June, I should say. So I'm afraid the weather may have their numbers down just a little today, but it also made for a good day for us to go to an auction. Not much else we can get accomplished around the house. Maybe working on a little fence, which is always on the to-do list, but a little muddy. So we'll see what we can get bought this morning. Then get back home by late this afternoon. All right, so we're headed back home. It's nearly 6 o'clock. It was a big sale, which we were glad for. We bought 10. And there was plenty more. We could have bought plenty more right about the size of one. I think these averaged right at 700 pounds. I didn't really keep up with the split. It's mostly bulls. I think there's a few steers in there. I know we did pay a little more for 2 or 3 that were steers, but overall, really happy with that. That's about the number we wanted. We actually left. They still had 100 or so head left to sell, but it had about as many as we wanted, and it was getting close to 5 o'clock, and I was knowing we had a good long drive ahead of us, about 2.5 hour total drive. So we'll go ahead and get settled up and get loaded up and get home. So it won't be dark. Those long days, it'll be 8 o'clock or so by the time we get home tonight. All right, so made it home with these boys. It is 7:56, so we did make it before 8 o'clock. It was about what time I thought it would be when we left. Got them gated up there. Get them off of here. Easy does it, boys. Easy, boys. There y'all go. There we go, boys. Last 2. All right. So, actually a bunch of grass in here. I brought them a little hay. They probably really don't even need that bale of hay with all this grass. I'm planning on just leaving them in here tonight again. Come back just first thing early in the morning. It's just 10 of them. Run them up there through the chute, get them our vaccines and deworming and whatnot. But try to get a count, see how many are actually bulls versus steers. Yeah, they've all found the water trough over there. They of course have water for them at the sale barn, but who knows if they had really been wanting to drink. And heck, they've been on trailer for 3 hours. So get up here right behind them, see. It's probably gonna be easier just to look and see who is a steer, because so far those are all bulls. Those 5, that's another bull. Black white face one right there might be a steer. It may just actually be one steer in the bunch. That's fine. Yeah, that black white face one may be the only steer. That's fine. steers were definitely selling a good bit higher, as would be expected. But one of the reasons why we kind of bought the bulls. But anyway. All right, good morning from beautiful West Tennessee. Looks like these boys all did good overnight. They've been here just about 9 hours or so now. Let me get them running here real quick, see if we can get them processed. We got our vaccines, our dosing syringes preloaded with our, that's Colorado serum, Mannheimia hemolytica, or Mannheimia pasteurella, the Covexin 8, our Clostridial or blackleg, and then our Bova Shield. And then we're gonna give them a dose of long range for deworming, shot of Zactran, and band the 9 bulls, ID tag them, and ear notch them for BVD testing. Get them running in there, and we got to get to work this morning. He is now vaccinated. Ear notch, sorry, can't really do that one without an extra set of hands. And because I forgot test tubes, we're using individually labeled Ziploc bags to hold these so I can get back to the clinic this morning. All right, so here's the ear tag. Easy enough. All right, that's the one we've been looking for, the last one, number 10. Looks like, how many are over there? 2, 4, 6. Of course, he makes 7, so we're missing 3 somewhere or another. Well, buddy, I can't let you out. All right, go on, son. Go on, little son. There he goes. All right, so it took me exactly an hour to work 10 head by myself, which is not incredibly efficient, but I guess from the standpoint of, yeah, by myself. Ended up being 2 steers, so we banded 8 of them. Vaccinated, dewormed, ear notched, ID tagged, whatnot, all the rest. So now we're gonna get this cleaned up really fast because I have to be at work in an hour and a half. Still need to run and check on those other calves. And my wife just texted me to remind me the farrier's coming today, so I need to get the horses put in their stalls. So I have right at an hour and a half to clean up, check the other calves, drive home, put the horses up, get a shower, and make about a 15-minute drive to work. So plenty of time to get it all done. All right, so we are gonna put a little feed in here for them, open this pen back up, because their only real reliable water is over there. So maybe they'll come back in here later on today. So we'll know if they came in here anytime today when we check them later on, because well, the feed will still be here. All right, a little treat for them for their relatively good behavior this morning. All right, other group of calves you can see across the way there, headed to us, get them fed, try to get a head count on them. Where we just were working these calves is just that way about a mile, maybe not quite a mile as the crow flies. We'll move these bunches together, probably move these out of here back going that direction. They've been in this pasture for, I don't know, 10 days or so. And kind of join them, group them all up together where it's just less work on us each day. And it's just easier to manage them. Here they come. See if we can get a head count. Put a little feed out for them. All right, something else we like to do here in the mornings when we've got them gather up around the feed bunk like this is got a little hand pump sprayer here full of fly spray. You see it works pretty good. About, they'll sit here, a few of them will run off, but for the most part they'll let us sit here and do this. Yeah, you don't get every one of them covered, but I just feel like just every little bit kind of helps keep these flies a little bit more under control. The more we do this too, the more they kind of get accustomed to it and don't spook and run off. You know, every morning as soon as they start feeling that liquid hit your back. Come up too short, only count 61 in this bunch, which worries me because I think that's the same number I came up with yesterday. It's supposed to be 63, but if you can see right up there, there's one. Hopefully there's two. We'll drive by. That's the way to the gate anyway. And hopefully there's two up there. That'll be 63. As long as those other 10 calm down and don't try to get out, we'll be in good shape for this morning. Okay, so that right there would make number 62. And we got one over there in the woods, 63. Walk over here and be sure everything's okay. The horse flies are apparently identifying as cow flies because they are eating these dudes up. This guy was actually up on his feet just a minute ago, so I think he's fine. When I pulled in, he was over there grazing. He's easy to recognize, all that white on him. Yeah, I think they're just trying to find anything they can use to try to get these flies off of themselves, which I'm not sure how effective that spray is against horse flies, but you dudes would come up here and eat, I'd at least spray you. But that's everybody accounted for, so that's a win. All right, horses slowly making their way up here. Get them put up. They'll be here when the farrier arrives. Looks like we might have a heifer or two come on in as well. Yeah, y'all go on in there. Girl, honey. Come on in there, girl. All right. Ready for the farrier who, he'll come by sometime today. He often comes just when we're not here. Does it. I think my wife Venmo's him some money. We're good to go. So we now have a little less than 50 minutes to get showered and to work. We'll make it. All right, so got showered, looks like 17 minutes to make it to work. Only about a 11 or 12 minute ride, so we're gonna be in good shape. Got my Reese's egg left over from Easter for a quick breakfast. Hold me over till I can get a cheeseburger for lunch. Got my coffee, so we'll be in good shape. So busy morning, and my official work day hasn't started yet, but I choose to do this to myself. It's probably a good thing I didn't buy more than 10 yesterday, or otherwise I don't know that we would have gotten it all done this morning. All right, so we'll fast forward another 24 hours, and here with this older group of stocker calves, and we're gonna work on moving them back to the other end of this farm, get them all in one bunch of those others, count them as we get over here and move through the gate. I don't know if you can totally appreciate it on the video, but horse flies, which again are apparently now identifying as cow flies, are about to eat us up. You know, I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the video, but they are just being worn out. I noticed the same way with our cow herd back at home. The cows are wanting to stay like off in the woods or in brush or thickets. I guess they're trying to keep those things knocked off their back. Look at all of them in the Jeep here. Sadie there's doing her best to do a little horsefly population control. But it looks like pretty much all of them are here. We'll try to get a head count on them as they come through the gate and make sure we get them all moved at once. All right, so I came through there in such a wad, it was a little difficult counting them, but I came up 3 short, so the odds, I feel like that I just missed 3 aren't that great. So, and I see one more straggler, at least, coming right there. He may be a little lame. That may explain why that's one that was laying around yesterday morning, and will explain why he's the last one through today. Yeah, he's just a little tender-footed there, but still leaves us 2 short. Yeah, that left rear. See, that foot's a little swollen. He's a little tender on that. I don't think we did a video of us getting that culvert back in there. It's not exactly a expert engineering job by me, but did get it back in place. Got enough dirt on it, and hopefully it won't wash away, but enough dirt where we can get across it with the Jeep, the side-by-side, tractor even, and probably most importantly, they can walk across it, and makes moving them from pasture to pasture a little easier. It was about a third of them every time we would move before we had that culvert in there. Just wouldn't cross the ditch, and we'd have to leave the gate open for about 3 or 4 days before they'd finally all come through and move pastures for us. Check this mineral feeder here, which moved them out of this pasture, but oh yeah, still plenty of mineral in there for whenever we do move them back in here. Need to get this clipped definitely before they come back to this end of the farm. All right, and so we could confirm 62 made it through the gate, leaving us one short. So we come up here and find we have one that doesn't want to leave the pond. So I'm gonna see if I can kind of ease him that way and we can follow him through. That way we can just go ahead and shut that gate and be done with worrying about them being in all 3 different pastures. Go on, boy. Go on, buddy. Get out of here. I know. Them horse flies on his back. We got at least a dozen on him. They're just eating them alive. Go on, boy. Hopefully he'll follow the path right on through the gate down there. All right, so it took a little coaxing, but he's finally going to cooperate. Oh, I don't wreck the Jeep in the process. All right, so we finally made it back here to the south end of the farm. There's at least 4 of our newest ones, which means we have 6 more to find somewhere. All right, so I guess we fast forward a couple more days. We bought them on Wednesday, ran those boys through the chute on Thursday, and now it is Saturday. What we're doing, we're just checking fences because 5 of those new ones are here and accounted for. The other 5 we have not seen really since they went through the chute that morning or just soon thereafter. So there's lots of woods and thickets in this pasture and really on this entire farm. So lots of places they could be lounged up, laying around hiding, or just chilling, which is what I hope and expect they're doing. You know, having just been banded, you know, right at 700 pounds, they're expected to be a little lethargic for a few days. So mainly we're just walking the fences. You see that's some new fence over there that we just walked that line. This is some older fence, but we had run these 3 new wires to go with that older wire back during the winter just to kind of help with the visibility of it for them and just the overall integrity. But pretty much if they didn't get out on this property line here, vines should be in good shape because the other perimeters of this pasture just are cross fences. So if they get through those fences, they'd still be just in an adjacent pasture. Wouldn't be a big deal. But yeah, and you say some manure. Looks like at a minimum they did walk these fences, which is always annoying when they do that. And here we do see a spot, at least the potential they could have gotten out. So yeah, looks like it's a small little tree there that fell on it. Wires are not broken, but top 2 or 3 are pulled way down. Nothing got out here though, just looking at the ground. I'm not gonna mess with that. I could probably wrestle that off there if I really wanted to, but we'll just throw a chainsaw on the truck tomorrow and get that off there, no problem. That'll be an easy fix. Thought we might have found our spot where they could have gotten out. And really, I hadn't worried too much, lost a lot of sleep about them getting out because, you know, we're in a rural part of the county, but it's not that rural. We have neighbors, you know, there's houses around. If they had gotten out, somebody would have seen them and would have called. At least we would expect, with the one exception of if they had gotten over in the timber going this way, there's a fair a good bit of timber in here where, you know, if they just gotten over there and were laying around, you know, nobody may have seen them. It's 94 right now. I think the heated deck's 107. So there's not a lot of folks out, you know, hiking around in the woods like I am this time of year. So potentially, I guess they could be somewhere like that without us having had anybody see them. But I don't know. If I can at least confirm that the fence is not bad in any spot, I feel pretty confident they're still in here somewhere. And we just hadn't, they've been laying low and we hadn't seen them. All right, so yeah, that property line fence there was all in good shape. One spot where that limb was on it, or a little tree, but they did not get out there. It didn't look like they'd even really been right there in that spot. So walking across fence now, which again, it really wouldn't even matter if they had gotten out there until I hadn't seen them. You can see they have walked through here, but I don't know. Feel better about they are still on our property almost certainly. Would be really nice to put eyes on them, but again, this time of day, they're not going to be on their feet. It's so darn hot and humid. But even in the early mornings, which is when we typically check them, hadn't seen those 5 the last couple of days. So, just gonna walk through the woods here, back towards the truck, see if we happen to stumble across them. All right, so I have a relatively minor little issue with the water trough. But you got an automatic float valve, this hose coming down. Where it comes into here, see water's trickling down through there, just coming around the where the hose fits on that valve. So we'll see if just tightening up those clamps will do it. I don't know that it will. There's enough kink in that line there. I can probably cut just a little off, slide some better hose over it, but I don't know, may need an entirely new section of hose. It's not bad, and right now it's slow enough that, you know, it's not overflowing. But this morning I noticed when there wasn't many steers in here drinking, it had kind of slowly overfilled, and see the ground's a little wet. Not a major water leak by any means, but still something that it'll bug me until I fix it. All right, so I ended up just tightening those clamps. I don't know if that totally stopped the leak, but it's so slow right now. Until when the calves aren't in here, we cut that off, of course. So I think it's fine. I didn't want to get into cutting that hose and potentially not having any way to get them water in here. We'll check on that again. It's hot. I don't know if you can tell how much I'm sweating on camera. You probably can. But I have about an hour before I have to get home. I jump back on that thing, run for just a little bit. This next kind of smaller pasture, it'd probably take longer than an hour to clip it off, but at least knock some of it out. Be another good chance to check and see if that air conditioning is going to keep working on that tractor. But that'll probably just about wrap it up for this video. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll give an update if we find that other steer, or steers, those other 5. I feel pretty confident they're on our property somewhere at this point. Just don't know quite where. It would be a little more comforting to see them, see if they're all in good health and whatnot. But as always, we appreciate you watching. Remind you to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done that already. We do appreciate the subscribers. And remember, life's too short to eat inferior protein. Eat beef and God bless.